Let's talk about the reasons why you can't scale your brand past a certain threshold. If we analyze the whole entire protocol from the front end acquisition perspective, there's literally five variables that are consistent across brand to brand to brand. It's having really good native creatives, doesn't matter what you're advertising on or what access channel it is. If you're advertising on Facebook, native creatives have to be somewhat tailored, informative, punchy hook style. If you're optimizing for TikTok, the creatives have to be very fast paced, scene changes every 2 or 3 seconds, so on and so forth. But the CPMs is what's going to tell you if your creative is native to the platform or not. The higher the CPM, well, that means the less likely the creative is beneficial to the end consumer, or that could also be the product. Depends. Now let's take a step back. Let's say, okay, you're getting cheap cost per clicks, cheap CPMs, but there's a drop off post click. Not a lot of people are converting, not a lot of people are buying from your business. Now, it could either be an offer issue or it can be somewhat of a post click issue. The post click experience isn't optimized, which traditionally is going to happen if you're sending customers to a direct PDP page and not split testing with landing pages, right? That's another element to it. And apart from that, you need to create an irresistible offer. That's how you're going to increase sales. So if one of these parts isn't there, where you have very high converting CPMs, very high converting or low converting CPCs, low converting CPMs, but there's a drop off in buying behavior, you have a post click issue. If you don't even get to post click issue, then more than likely you have a creative issue. But there's more to meets the eye than that. When we look at the perspective of one access channel, finding product market fit, and ultimately omnipresent marketing, the first stage with anything is downlinking your unit economics. Are you profitable on your front end acquisition costs is traditionally the first step most brands need to take to at least continue to scale, right? And this is where we're going to talk about mainly building marketing assets, creatives, landing pages, offers with the hero product. And as I covered, these are the steps that makes or breaks an ad. This is what makes or breaks the sales funnel. A lot of founders have it confused. They say, okay, this agency is not getting me results, but what did the agency actually test? Did they test the creatives? Did they test the landing pages? Did they build out offers? Did they test hero products, multiple SKUs, right? And traditionally, you won't even get to be able to scale one single access channel until one of the parts of the sales funnel is optimized. If we look at the sales funnel, it's creative to then the landing page or the checkout page, whatever, and then are they converting? That's mainly the basis of the sales funnel, but it can go expand from a 3 to even an 8-step process depending how complex you want to make this for your brand. But typically for ecom founders, it's a 4-step process. They go from creative to landing page to checkout page to actually converting, putting in their credit card and buying. Now let's look at access channels and optimization. You should not be advertising on multiple access channels until you are profitable on one single access channel. I see too many founders have shiny object syndrome. You shouldn't be running TikTok ads if your Facebook isn't optimized. What I highly suggest a framework to follow is you focus on Facebook first, get Facebook profitable, validate product market fit, generate sales, and then from there you can branch off into Google. And then from Google, you get that profitable, and then you can dive into TikTok. But mainly, Facebook's like the end-all be-all of platforms. Facebook's your go-to advertising platform. TikTok is more on the expensive side, and what we're seeing across the board for our clients in different industries, from supplements to socks to beauty, is TikTok requires a whole set of separate budget to scale, and it requires so much more investment from a creative element to it to even the efficiency and the frequency you have to provide different creatives. Whereas with Facebook, it's more stable and it's less volatile. TikTok is super volatile. Now, when it comes to access channels optimizations, this is where you're going to increase your conversion rate. Creatives, you want to make sure you're within KPI. This is where you're constantly split testing offers. You want to generate a surplus of cash flow on the front end and expand into other access channels as you progress and as you scale up. Now, from here, typically you can rely on an agency to get you to this point. You want to focus on working with lean boutique agencies. That's the main go-to if you're a founder and you're busy with different SKUs, finance, so on and so forth, right? And to a certain point, once you have one access channel and you're profitable, I highly suggest you just stick to one access channel. Then you want to look into building in-house if you have the bandwidth for it. For example, rely on an agency to outsource the creatives to a certain point, but when you're ready to build in-house, then you should start making that transition after you already have profitability on one access channel. And this is where you have hiring SOPs, funnels in place. You have ClickUp integration systems. You have an in-house creator database, and you're tracking the KPIs. And then from here, you're going to funnel and make iterations on the sales funnel constantly. You're going to look to scale your current access channel or expand onto multiple other access channels. And then now this is where you focus on increasing the LTV and focus on the customer relationship. Now, when it comes to increasing customer retention, increasing your lifetime value, right? You can do the traditional method of optimizing email and SMS. That's always a go-to. But to a certain point, if you're constantly sending 10% off, 15% off discounts to your audience, there's a reason why they're not converting, and that's because everybody in the market is saturated with these type of offers. So it's very important that you implement a post-purchase survey, because this gives you the exact data you need to make iterations on either launching new products, what specific offers does your end consumer want to see, and nobody's going to give you as much information on what to fix besides the people that buy from your business. As founders, I talk to many of them, and they have confirmation bias in their head of what do they think what works for their brand, because they think a certain archetype is buying from them. But you don't know your end consumer better than the actual customer. It's very important that you get data back and feedback from your customer with post-purchase surveys. Now, with that being said, to increase your customer retention, I covered this in my latest video. It's more so from there you build multiple assets within like a community. This is where you can do influencer marketing. This is where you can also create reward memberships, so on and so forth. And you're going to have a growth consultant basically help you build that out for you. Now, from here, you build a loyal user community, resources. Here you can raise funding to further growth. You can expand it to new markets, but this is where you enter exit discussions. So this is the ideal protocol needed for a D2C founder to not only reach capital efficiency, but ultimately to scale to profitably exit in the next 2 to 3 years. But I see too many founders stuck on the first phase of even dialing in their unit economics. It's very important that you're efficient on one of two ways. Either you don't make money on the front end, but you have a high lifetime value, which takes time for you to validate product market fit, or the other avenue is you're profitable on the front end, but you have terrible lifetime value. It's very important that you dial in your unit economics to solve issues for both of these problems depending on your business or your brand's archetype. To lower your front-end CAC, this is where your creatives have to be on point. They have to be native to the platform. Your landing pages has to be on point. Your offer has to be dialed in. And typically that's what's the end result to get profitable CPA on the front end. Now, to increase your lifetime value, this is where post-purchase surveys come in handy. This is where customer retention strategies like back-end email, SMS, community building, loyalty, reward memberships, this is what's going to move the needle to increase your lifetime value. But apart from that, you're also constantly dropping new products to market to your community or market to your end consumer so that they buy back from your business multiple parts of the year. So that instead of selling one basic product, you have multiple verticals that align so that people can have an ascension offer. So for example, let's say I had a client of ours sell supplements. So we start off with one supplement, we create a bundle around it. From there, we upsold on other avenues of the business in which it was a fitness program. And apart from that, also, it was like a shake or a protein guide to lose weight, right? So we covered all these verticals. The lifetime value went up through the roof because people came back to buy back from the business multiple parts of the year. And apart from that, they were on subscription. Subscriptions are super, super huge if you're in the supplement space. We also had a different client we worked with in the beauty space that sold specific hair curling irons, and the thing is the product is so efficient because nobody really needs to buy back for a curling iron if the product's really good because it lasts 3 to 5 years. So then from there we built an ascension offer where we downsold products that were to aid the curling iron and the hair sort of bottleneck, which is we implemented skincare, we implemented accessories to aid with the hairstyling process, and that's how we're able to increase the lifetime value. So no matter where you're at with your D2C ecom brand, the first thing is dialing in your unit economics. From there, it's building multiple product SKUs that cover multiple verticals to increase your lifetime value and to also market for your front end acquisition cost. From there, you want to stick with one. There's two different ways you can go about it. If you have a profitable product, you can expand horizontally to then market that product across multiple access channels, or you can just stick with multiple products and stick to one access channel. But at a certain point, you do need to diversify because you're reaching the same pocket of audience over and over again, and your CPMs might rise, your CPCs might rise the more you spend. But as you expand into multiple access channels, you have an omnipresent ad buying strategies to where you get top of funnel traffic via Facebook and also middle of the funnel retargeting via Facebook. You can hit that same pocket of audience via Google. And then once you have a surplus of cash flow, you can expand onto TikTok to also help aid with the top of funnel traffic, if that makes sense. So that's a quick protocol. If I were a D2C ecom founder and I was looking to scale in 2023 amid an economic downturn, if you need any help, if you're looking to build in house, if you're looking to solve one of these issues that you do have, right? Feel free to book a call with me down below where I'll walk you through our exact protocol we use with different ecom archetypes across the board with our proven protocol. And this will help you reach capital efficiency with my lean and boutique team. So with that being said, you can also download my white paper down below where I covered all these steps more in depth. And if you do have any questions, drop them down below. Thank you. Bye-bye.